What makes someone the world's strongest? I think this is an interesting debate because I see so many people question the title of the world's strongest. And I understand that a lot of things in anime, they're exaggerated. That's just how it is. But the title of the world's strongest, it's not exaggerated. It isn't hyperbole because we understand that different characters aren't exaggerating their strength. And you guys know what the definition of a hyperbole is. It's something that's exaggerated, like it's raining cats and dogs, or I can eat a whole horse. And when you look at the suffix est, it means the most. So the most or the highest that something can be. So today I want to talk about why people question the title of the world's strongest, or different things that I've seen go around when it comes to this title. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. You guys would never miss out on additional One Piece content. But with that away, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's talk about what makes someone the world's strongest. There are only 3 people in the entirety of the series that have the title of the world's strongest, and those include Mihawk, Whitebeard, and Kaido. Mihawk, he is the world's strongest swordsman, meaning that there is no swordsman alive that is stronger or superior to him. Kaido, he has the title of the world's strongest creature, meaning that no other creature, and it's typically an animal or a beast, but sometimes you can mention humans or people, but no other creature is stronger than him. And the Whitebeard, he has the title of the world's strongest man, meaning that there was no man that was stronger than him. Now I know there are going to be some questions that people are going to raise, like how can Kaido be considered the world's strongest creature if Prime Whitebeard is over Kaido? And how can Whitebeard be considered the world's strongest man, but he's been defeated at Marineford? Well, I've seen so many different people put Roger over Whitebeard, and I disagree. I'll get to that point a little bit later in the video, but the title of the world's strongest, it only affects you in your prime. It makes 0 sense for people to consider you or someone to be the world's strongest at an old age. The things that Whitebeard did in his prime, the Gura Gura no Mi, clashing with Roger, and any other feats that he had, that was why he was considered to be the world's strongest, because more likely than not, the different things that he did in his prime. And the title, it doesn't go away. Once you have it, that's what you're known for. For example, look at Garp. He is known as the hero of the Navy, and he is nowhere near as strong as he was back then. However, when he dies, he'll still be considered the hero of the Navy because of the different things that he accomplished in actions during his prime. When Whitebeard died, he still had the title of the world's strongest. Now, I'm not necessarily sure when he was crowned that in his time, but at the same time, if you want to look at the current of the series, I'm putting Wano Kaido over Marineford Whitebeard simply because Kaido could use Haki and he wasn't sick. This also raises the question, if you're considered the world's strongest, then how do you get defeated? And in this instance, I want to talk about Kaido. Similar to how records can be broken, the people at the top, especially in the One Piece world, like the Yonkos or the Admirals, they are meant to be defeated, or somebody's meant to overtake them. That's what pirates do. A debate that I think it's really stupid is Wano Luffy versus fully healthy Kaido, because there has been a time in the series where Luffy was off of a very good victory in Whole Cake Island versus Katakuri, and a lot of people gassed him up only for Luffy to get humble and to prove to us that he's not as strong as we think he is. And I'll come back to Luffy a little bit later in the video. I believe that Kaido displayed why he's the world's strongest, as he had to fight multiple people during the entirety of the arc. He fought the Kaizen, and y'all could say that they're weak or they're not as strong, but they had the ability to use Ryo. There was the Supernova Kid, Killer, Luffy, Zoro, and the Law. They did damage to him. There was Yamato. She went head to head against Kaido, and then Luffy got the finishing blow. So who would win between Egghead Island Luffy and a fully healthy Kaido with nobody interfering? The answer is Kaido. Why is that? Because Luffy hasn't mastered everything yet. He hasn't mastered his awakening in Gear 5, and he also hasn't mastered Advanced Conquer. For the most part, I mean, until Shanks went crazy against Kid and used Divine Departure, a lot of people had Kaido as the strongest character in this series. So does that mean that current Luffy is stronger than every character that you originally had below Kaido? For the narrative of the story, what sense would it make for Luffy to already be stronger than his future opponents, people like potentially Shanks, Blackbeard, Kaido. He'll beat them because, well, that's just how the story's gonna go. But already stronger, I find that hard to believe. And I'm not talking in extreme fight because that's how these are gonna go, but I'm seeing a lot of people say that Luffy is already considerably stronger than them. Please someone explain to me how Luffy can already defeat Blackbeard, who has Haki, who has a devil fruit that can negate other devil fruit powers, plus the Guruguru no Mi. If you can do that, hey, I'll say that you win, but I don't think that Luffy can defeat him easily. And even now, I think that Blackbeard has a fair shot, and I'm picking him over Luffy in this current state of the story. Luffy will struggle versus those characters. That's just how the story is. So I'm not ready to crown Luffy being stronger than the strongest creature in Kaido. He needs to prove a little bit more for me. Doflamingo, he was in a very similar situation to Kaido. Law and Luffy, they double teamed against him, and Law, he used different room abilities like his Gamma Knife injection shot and others, and specifically the Gamma Knife, it definitely did a lot of damage to Doflamingo. And I'm not trying to do Gear 4 dirty, but if you're being realistic, Doflamingo, after taking those attacks, still was able to compete with Luffy's Gear 4th after he used his Awakening, and he even outlasted the first time Luffy used Gear 4. So a healthy Luffy versus a healthy Doflamingo one-on-one without any outside assistance, and mind you, I'm talking about in Dressrosa. Can you 100% with certainty say that Luffy wins? Because I can't. I think out of all these people, Mihawk probably gets done dirty the most because, well, we see it in the least, and it's also Shanks fans. But there are many strong swordsmen out there: Zoro, Shanks, Fujitora, Saint, Garland, Shiryu. And Mihawk stands above them all. It's every swordsman's dream to clash with Draco Mihawk, not the other way around. And why is that? Because he is the best swordsman and nobody's above it. In terms of pure swordsmanship, it was stated that he is better than Shanks. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but it's not the other way around. Shanks got famous off of clashing with Mihawk. If they were to fight 100 times, I'm picking Mihawk 51 out of the 49. That's how close they are. However, because one has the title of the world's strongest, I'm leaning with him. And the reason why that Shanks is talked about so much is because of his status. He's a Yonko and Mihawk is not. People want to bring Shanks' Haki into this, saying that it's stronger than Mihawk, and we know that in order to survive in the new world, Haki transcends all, especially those who don't have a devil fruit. It's very important to have strong Haki in the new world. Look at Roger, Rayleigh, Zoro, Shanks, and Mihawk. They are swordsmen that Haki ends up boosting their swordsmanship. So what's the difference between Shanks and Mihawk? It's really simple. The only reason why people are saying that Shanks is stronger is because number one, his bounty is higher, and number two, because he's a Yonko and Mihawk is not. In chapter 1082, there was a scene where Mihawk talked about the Emperor. Buggy wanted to go after the One Piece, and he said, hey, do you really want to challenge Red Hair, Straw Hat, and Blackbeard? The community, they went ballistic saying that Mihawk was scared. But that doesn't make sense to me because it's not Mihawk's goal to be a Yonko, number one. And then number two, let's just say they go after the crew. Besides Buggy and Crocodile, and I don't even want to include Buggy, if Mihawk were to have to go against Shanks, then they fight extreme fight. Mihawk wins, then he still would have to fight against other strong members of that crew, plus their alliances like Lucky Roo, like Yasop, like Hongo, Ben Beckman, etc. Why do you guys think that they have these titles? They've obviously been acknowledged by different people in the One Piece universe. Mihawk, Kaido, and Whitebeard, they fought their fair share of battles where different top tiers they've gone against, and they've experienced their strength firsthand. Garp, Shiki, Roger, Shanks, Rayleigh, and a lot more. Do we not trust those individuals' judgment? If they weren't considered the world's strongest, then shouldn't more people call them out on it? It's not like a King situation from One Punch Man where he's the strongest and he hasn't proven anything. They've displayed their strength and they've backed up why they should be considered the world's strongest. I also think that some people believe you have to be the best or the world's strongest in order to achieve your goal, and I'm specifically talking about the Pirate King, which that's not necessarily the case. And I think that's why a lot of people want to say that Roger is stronger than White. Strength is important, but to be successful, you don't necessarily need to be the most knowledgeable or the best at something. It's just how you can apply it and who can help you achieve that goal. Now, what happens whenever somebody who's considered the world's strongest is defeated? Obviously, whoever defeats them takes that title. Now, that has to, I know somebody's going to try to get me back. Well, Luffy defeated. All right, it has to be whenever you defeat them in a one-on-one situation. It has to be fair and nobody interfere. I personally don't understand why people question the title of the world's strongest. Like I said, it's not exaggerated, and they've displayed their strength. A lot of individuals who they've gone against who are considered top tiers, they've crossed blades, crossed fists, fought with them, and they've experienced everything firsthand. So why don't we trust their judgment? There's nothing higher than someone with the title of the world's strongest. But that's just my thoughts about those who we consider to be the world's strongest. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok is on the screen in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.